Good morning, I'm Lynn. That's Arnie. That's our feed dealer just arrived. And welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. I was in a bit of a panic this morning because my birdseed ran out and I haven't had any birdseed for my wild birds for the last couple of days. But these guys are here, that means I can feed them today. See, we're not just feeding sheep here. And here's someone else we haven't seen lately. Buddy's here. Because Buddy's one of those cats when people come to visit, he likes to see what's going on. Yay! One of these has to go right back to the house because they got no food. These guys have the best birdseed. Before we start, we're hauling all the birdseed over to the house. I've got, every year I have a cardinal pair that comes here, and they're here. And they haven't had food, so I don't want them to leave because there's no food here this year. So I'm gonna get these guys fed, and hopefully my cardinal will stick around all year again. I'm out to go feed. I'm getting ready to go feed my songbirds in the feeder over there. And if you look very carefully, that falcon from the barn the other day, he's sitting in the tree right beside the feeder. Arnie says I'm feeding the birds to feed the hawk. So my birds are fed, and here's Tom and Buddy. Are you hungry? You're demanding your food now too, and I can bet Scotty's there as well. Yeah, I know, you're hungry. Okay. Pussycat's fed. Scotty too. So now we can get on to sheep chores. I always do start in the main barn because this is where all our food is stored and where the running water is to mix the bottles and stuff. So it just makes sense to start in this barn. These guys have all just received a fresh bale of hay, and everyone's eating. As you know, that's the first thing we look for when we're checking sheep in the morning to make sure that everyone's feeling well, because a sheep that's feeling a little off most likely does not go to the food trough in the morning. And as usual, we always have some of our big boys are watching what's going on in here. And for those of you who have a ram that might be a little more aggressive and stuff, and you're nervous about going in the pen and doing chores like I'm doing right now, I'm doing the salt and minerals and cleaning the drinkers. One thing I do notice about sheep is they tend to have their spots. So in this barn, our cleanup ram, Handsome here, he's standing up. He's the second one from me. With the blue tag in his ear. He can be an aggressive ram, not mean, but just seeks attention a little too roughly. So I always like to know where he is when I'm in here doing my chores. And 9 times out of 10, he's on this side of the barn, even though he can go around and be in any part of the barn. But at feeding time, he's over here usually on this side, and he's usually eating off the hay bale like that. So if you do have a ram that's more aggressive and you've just put out your morning feed for him and now you need to do stuff in the pen, that is the best time to do it, because the sheep are really food motivated and it tends to be a priority. So you know that the ram's going to be occupied at that time, so it's much easier to walk in and get things done. Out here, it's a sunny day. This is the rams. Hi, Felon. How you doing? And those two new rams we got, even though they've been in separate breeding groups ever since they got here, they still remember each other. And where you find one, you always find the other. Those are the two right now. One's scratching against the post, and the other one's laying down there. But that's why we always like, say, if you're gonna have a ram or any sheep, if you're buying any sheep, don't buy just one, buy a couple, because when they come onto a new farm, the new sheep, be it a ewe or a ram, will always pick on the newcomers. Eventually they do mix in with the group, but they always tend to be an outcast. Whereas if you bring them in with a buddy, even if it's just one, they got someone who they can hang out with until things settle down a bit. And inevitably, you'll always find that pair together. They do stay in their little groups. And I think it makes for an easier transition, and you don't have the sheep being really stressed out when you bring them onto your farm. It's not a marketing ploy, it really is a sheep health thing. Hi. We brought you in with someone else. We did. We brought you in with your sister. Yeah, we did. Hi. Arnie's just feeding the lambs their creep feed. And while those guys are getting the creep feed, these guys are getting their bottles. You guys are clever now. A whole bunch of them are eating at the feeder with the mums over here. Katie's supervising that one. Then we have this guy. I think this guy thinks that this is his spot because he's here every day. So he's chewing his cud right now, and watch what happens when he runs out. He must have quite a wad in there. There. See how he gave a little burp and then his cheeks puffed up? That was him regurgitating a bunch of food up from his rumen. And now he's gonna chew it up and send it down there again. So animals that ruminate, like sheep, that's how they do it. But you always can tell when they're on their next load because they give a little burp. See that? And then they go again. So we managed to get the Christmas lights all on the ram's lean-to and up to the milk house here. And then we've just got to put them around the milk house. In the meantime, today, even though it's a lot colder, we want to beat that really cold weather. So we painted all the trim around the milk house and on the doors and around this window and this window, and we took out that window over there and I painted that as well, and we got the frame painted. They're all painted now, so they're getting ready to be hung. They're just finishing off drying, and Arnie's making something to go on them. So instead of having the Christmas lights on when it's not Christmas, we use it for just a little bit of light for the rams at night so that they can see because of coyotes. So we got a string of white lights, and we're gonna have the Christmas lights on during the Christmas season, but today we're gonna put up the white lights and we're gonna string them up inside this lean-to area so they can see at night.
Who are these two guys?
Well, they're the ones that want to kill me.
They want to stay in BC.
Today we've been, this is all the trim we painted for the doors, and we got one here. We're having to level them off and put them in the opening, so the back side of the door is all red. Can't really see that too well because it's really dark in here. And the front side will look like that over there. We have two doors. So we got them painted yesterday, and this is kind of how it's gonna look. Arnie's got his feed cart here, so it's kind of hard to see.
I can move it, huh?
So we're gradually getting an idea of how this is gonna look when it's all finished. Everything's just all temporarily up there as you try to level it out and stuff like that. But slow and steady wins the race. Okay, we got the barn door up. Still not finished.
No door handle yet. So you had to have that on there, you see, to block the snow out. See?
And is that screw going to be in the way when you...
No, I had a screw there right in the cut mark, but I actually put two other ones and took that one out.
Oh, it's out.
So I'm going to split that door next year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And split this door. And the hinges are put in the back. The hinges are, it's got double hinges on it here, see?
Yeah, because we plan on cutting the doors in half
to
to make Dutchman doors. We're still not finished though.
This hinge is not too big, but I think that'll be fine.
Well, yeah, because it's on the inside, you don't see it.
So we gotta get a deadbolt for here, a deadbolt for the bottom, because this is the door that's going to be called stationary, is that what you call it? And this is the door you're going to walk through. This is the door that has to have the handle. I got a temporary little chain on here to hold it right now. There. See?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it looks like. It's not done yet. But you know what they say. You might not love them, but you gotta find them handy. Red green. He's actually coming to Kingston.
Yeah, most people won't know who that is.
Well, I'm thinking you might buy tickets for me that I can go and see him.
Why don't you buy tickets?
He's my idol.
Okay. So, this is it. The moment you've all been waiting for.
Not done yet, huh?
He's putting the final touches on his fancy new barn door. This goes into the feed room. Used to be just a gaping hole where he ripped out the wall. We put up the doors. The hinges are on the inside, so we decided to put up fake hinges on the outside just to make it look a little fancier. Arnie cut them so that they had little edges at the end instead of just being a flat piece of metal. And we're planning eventually, probably next summer, to cut these doors in half so that they're a Dutchman's door. So if you look closely, we've prepared for that by those two metal brackets are actually two put together to make it look like one, because that's where the door will open up. He's putting in the final screws. We got a nice new door latch. I think it turned out pretty good. What do you have to say, Arnie? I know
Well,
you have.
you can't
I know
love
you
me.
have something to say.
You can't love me, but you gotta find me handy.
Do you know how many people know who Red Green is? Probably not too many.
The whole world
No,
knows Red Green.
nobody
He's gonna
does.
run for,
Nobody does. That's a comedian that Arnie always seems to copy. He's just putting on the, I guess you'd call it the weather stripping. So when the door seals, no snow and stuff can get in. We've been pretty excited about these doors.
You don't want.
The barn is getting fancier than the house at this point. Okay.
Some? Actually, give me a second. The border collies for that.
Already we got the border collies have put their dirty tails on it and left dirt splotches, but that's the finished product. Now we got to see if it actually opens.
This is how it works. Simple thing. Just press the trigger. And if you want a double door, all you have to do is go like this. Pull this trigger. Deadbolt. And now we got a double door. In case you have a big feed bill.
Which we usually do. And on the inside we just left it plain red. And yeah, we'll see about in the summer. We thought we might cut it in half, because like our other barn doors, so that the air can come in, but the dogs and everything can't run through the doors when we don't want them in with the lambs and stuff. So that's the finished product.
Gotta love them.
Pretty exciting.
So we're just gonna check out the rams here. They got a little bit of disco lights on tonight. See how they're doing. Oh, they're looking at me. How's it looking, boys? So, rams had a little light here on tonight. Look, this looks like a disco. And there they are. Hey, buddies. What's going on here? It's a disco without the music. Hey, buddies. Hey, buddies. Oh, and who's in the feeder here? It looks like Scotty. Hey, buddies. So what's going on here? Well, we got a couple killer rams here running after me here. These are these two doe heads that we bought. Ooh, that's a big guy. Oh, get along. I'm gonna watch it, no one hits me here. Look, it looks like a disco. No music. Hey, buddies. Hey, guys, what are you guys doing? Hey, checking out the big pen here? I'm even tempted to sleep here tonight. Looks kind of cozy. Well, Lynn just asked me how it turned out, so I'm just going to give her a little viewing here. And I think we're going to call this a night. That's it.
So, hope you enjoyed Arnie's new door and all our new lights for the rams and around the barn and all the painting we've done. I know that's really not sheepish, but it does add to the quality of our sheep's life and the sheep farmers who work here. So, hope you join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye from Ben, Arnie, Max, and Katie. See you next time.